Welcome to Paranormal Nightshift, your home for all things that go bump in the dark and your fan stories told here. Today's story is called The Attack and comes from Anonymous in Savannah, Georgia. By all accounts, Savannah is one of the most haunted cities in all of the United States, if not the world. It's rich in history, especially paranormal history. If you walk down any street in Savannah, you're going to find something spooky. Ghost tours, fun little cafes, but everybody has a story. The hotel that I worked in was notoriously known for being haunted. I had been working there for almost 3 years at this point, and while I had seen a couple things, nothing felt malicious, nothing felt malevolent, nothing felt like it was trying to hurt us. I'm gonna be completely honest, I thought the stories were just tourist traps. You know, you see something if you want to see something. But there was nothing concrete, no physical, real evidence. And for me, it was just a job. Guests would complain of hearing knocking and banging, and sometimes guests would check in under the idea that the hotel was haunted. But working at the hotel, I had never had anything bad happen to me until that night. I work night shift, and one of the stories that's told about the hotel is the lady on the 8th floor. It's a very old hotel, but the 8th floor is meant to be haunted by this lady. She accidentally, or not so accidentally, threw herself out of a window. I didn't believe the story, but it's a good story, right? I got a phone call about 2 o'clock in the morning from a guest complaining that she was hearing something in the hallway. There was some sort of wailing, as she called it, crying and sobbing. She had opened the door a couple of times, but nothing was in the hallway. The phone calls kept coming in all night from other rooms. Whatever was happening on the 8th floor was definitely happening. Tons of people heard it. Our security guard had gone up there a couple of times, but nothing. He didn't see anything. He didn't hear anything. But the phone calls continued to come in all throughout the night. It was time for my early morning lunch break. People on night shift will understand that. You don't eat until almost 3 or 4 in the morning. So I decided that I was going to go up to the 8th floor just to see what was going on for myself. I'm not going to lie, I was kind of interested to see if I could hear anything. The moment I got up there, everything felt so heavy. Everything felt so dark. It was a new feeling for me. I never felt scared in this hotel, but the moment I stepped foot off the elevator, that changed. Our hotel is set up almost like a circle. You get off the elevators and you'll make a full circle back to the elevators. I decided to go right and walk all the way around. I could hear the wailing. I could hear what people were complaining about. I heard the sobbing. As I rounded the corner, I saw her standing there in the hallway. A woman dressed in white, crying. "Ma'am, are you okay?" Before the words could come out of my mouth, she had turned. She had no face at all. Everything was dark and pale. Everything was so scary. She lunged at me and attacked me violently, her fingernails like razor blades cutting through my skin. I was being pummeled. The only thing I can say it was like is like when you see wild animals attack other animals. The claws and the fangs and the stabs and the cuts were coming from all angles, all around my face. I covered up and screamed and yelled. All of my screaming, yelling, and fighting must have been very loud. I had woken up guests who came now into the hallway to find me laying in a pool of my own blood, being battered and torn. One of the guests took me downstairs to where they called 911 to treat me for my wounds. But later the day, when they watched the CC footage from the hallway, you didn't see anything but me. Something blurred and you see me fall, and then you see the man come pick me up. It's like time stuck still for a minute while the attack happened. I'm afraid to go back to work, and even worse, now my job is being put on the line because how do you do it? How do you file a workers' comp suit against what? A ghost? I fear for my other coworkers and I fear for the guest. Whatever entity that we have here in the hotel does not want to be bothered anymore. What am I supposed to do? How do you fight something you can't see? And what legal representation can I get Please help me fight my employer. I was attacked by a ghost. That one there does pose a question. What happens? Legally, at least. She was working there. She got hurt there. They have CC footage of her being hurt. Who's covering that? Does the employer have to have some sort of demonic possession, paranormal insurance? It's a crazy story. If you've ever been attacked by something, please let us know. And please continue to support Paranormal Nightshift on all platforms, including YouTube, Spotify, and Facebook.